Change will not come if we wait for some other person or if we wait for some other time. We are the ones we've been waiting for. We are the change that we seek. A timely reminder from former U.S. President Barack Obama. It's another Friday edition of your Jamaica Magazine. Thanks for tuning in. In today's show, we focus on the importance of positive change. But don't you dare change the channel. I'll be back with more information before you know it.
Hear this. Youth, older people, mature people, anyone who is listening right now, don't wait for extraordinary moments. Seize small opportunities and make them great. I've learned that through this experience. So if you have an idea, there's something that you want to do and you have not sought out an avenue, trust me, the time is now. Get it done.
Good day, I'm Theodore Henry, and this is your JIS News for Friday, April 5. The country's sports sector has been selected for further development with an allocation of approximately $1.36 billion. The Sports Development Foundation, SDF, is providing the funding for expenditure during the current 2019-2020 fiscal year. 6 key areas will benefit. The lion's share, $872.6 million, is earmarked for infrastructural projects. $238.2 million will support national sports associations. Another $138.4 million is for special allocations. $44.1 million will be spent on track meets, while a number of government agencies will get $43.1 million for sports development initiatives. Athletes Insurance and Welfare is also budgeted for $32.6 million in support. The allocations are outlined in the 2019-2020 Jamaica Public Bodies Estimates of Revenue and Expenditure. Jamaica's energy sector continues to gain the attention and interest of investors. Portfolio Minister Favour Williams says some of the investments are for the long term and will have far-reaching impact on the energy sector and businesses. She says investors are taking into consideration the demands that exist within the energy sector, as well as the regulatory environment as part of the contractual arrangements.
Right now in Jamaica, we have a good regulatory environment. There's a lot of trust in the regulators. There's stability. Those are some of the factors that go into making investments, not necessarily the noise of today.
The Energy Minister was speaking with JIS News at the recently held 6th Annual OUR Breakfast Function. Government is working in earnest to complete the National Diaspora Policy, which is expected to better support the rights and interests of Jamaicans living outside the country. Foreign Affairs Minister Senator Kamina Johnson-Smith says the policy is still to be presented to Cabinet and Parliament for approval. She says the goal is to have it finalized in time for the 8th Biennial Jamaica Diaspora Conference set for June 16 to 20 in Kingston.
Beginning next week, I will start to personally lead focus group meetings to take forward the consultative process in some cities where our largest populations of the diaspora reside.
The minister was addressing the recent launch of the 2019 Jamaica Diaspora Conference. She encouraged persons in the diaspora and at home to provide feedback on the draft policy that has been developed. It is available on her ministry's website at mfaft.gov.jm.
I'm asking you to send your feedback in writing to diasporapolicy@mfaft.gov.jm by Friday, May 17th, 2019. This will give us a month to collate and ensure that your feedback is taken into consideration substantively for discussion.
The Jamaica Diaspora Conference seeks to highlight initiatives for growing and sustaining the contribution of the diaspora to Jamaica's growth agenda. The National Land Agency, NLA, has launched 2 new services aimed at enhancing customer service delivery. They are the queue management system and an online surveyor search request service. The Queue Management Service, dubbed QME, is in place at the Land Titles Division. It is aimed at reducing weight and is being implemented in phases. Under Phase 1, customers will be registered and virtually queued by a customer service officer, then notified of their position in queue via text messages.
Customers do not have the luxury of registering themselves. An officer will do that. However, they will be alerted through text messages every 30 minutes, and once they're closer to their time to see an officer, they will be alerted every 6 minutes. And that will allow them to transact other business.
Meanwhile, the online surveyor search request service will improve the convenience of business transactions by eliminating the need to visit the NLA's documentation center. This system is targeted at land surveyors. It provides access to scanned subdivision plans, survey diagrams, and information available on microfilm. Payments for these services are also made online.
Time is money, and at the National Land Agency, the transaction of land is one of the biggest investments persons will make.
And finally, the preliminary counting of ballots for the by-election in the Portland Eastern constituency has declared the Jamaica Labour Party's Anne-Marie Vaz as the next parliamentary representative. The Electoral Commission of Jamaica states that Mrs. Vaz received 9,917 votes against that of the People's National Party's Damian Crawford's 9,611. The voter turnout was 53.7%. That compares to a 43.93% voter turnout for the Portland Eastern constituency in the 2016 general elections. The final counting of votes started today at the Port Antonio High School in the parish. And that's it for JIS News Today. I'm Theodore Henry. Thanks for watching.
It's often said that if we change the way we look at things, then the things we look at will change. Here's the story of a young man who did not allow his current situation to keep him from achieving his goals and objectives. He consistently searched for opportunities that would eventually provide him with a loving home, a job in the public service, and a bright future.
Growing up, I didn't have no parent, nowhere to go. I was just stranded. I started to live in Crossroads because I didn't have nowhere else to go. So what I would do when I'm at Crossroads, I would stay in Mothers by day, and by night I would get a piece of cardboard and sleep at the bus stop beside of Mothers in Crossroad. I will walk and beg, or I will stay in Mothers for the whole day, begging passbys or so forth, till I find myself again money now. So I'd always have a phone, so I use that money that I get, buy credit, put on the phone and put on service, data, and find out about all of the ministries and so forth, and I will sit there and call the different ministries, from the Chief of Defense Staff Office to the Minister of Education, the Prime Minister's Office, all of those. So I keep on calling and keep on calling till I call the Prime Minister's office again, and as secretary, I talk to her till I tell myself, say, I can't take it no more. I start crying, I tell the lady, say, Miss, please just help me. Please, I beg you, help me. And the lady say, young man, I will guarantee you that I will help you. So don't worry yourself. She called me back like an hour after or so forth, and she said to me that I got to a person that I think will most likely help you in your situation, which his name is Mr. Martin Rickman. He is the head coordinator of the OPE program. An hour after, Mr. Rickman called me and he introduced himself and I introduced myself and I tell him my story all over again. He told me that he can help me out with something to do, a skill and a job or so I can gain some form of income. So I could buy hygiene products and clothes and so forth. So he directed me to the Art and Ripon Road, where he told me to bring all relevant documents like ID, TRN and so forth to that place on Ripon Road and speak to the secretary and tell her that Martin Rickman, the head coordinator of the O program, sent me here. He told me that I should go to a school that's on South Camp, UWI Open campus. I went for 2 weeks. After the 2 weeks, I spent at UWI Open campus at South Camp Road. I then moved on to a government agency for work. I started off processing in the computer all documents that come in. I will be the one who to lodge it in the computer and send it off to the different departments. But now I'm a customer service rep at the moment because my supervisor told me that my talent is wasted where I'm at right now. I don't do much more than lodge the documents in the system and so forth. So she gave me more hands-on training that would more fit my criteria.
I think it is a good motivator in the sense that, it gives them some purpose of living, coming, doing something, knowing that he's responsible for something that is such a vital aspect of our daily activities. He dresses well, always on time, and he takes pride in whatever, what is assigned to him. Meaning he works really hard, and whenever he's not here, they miss him.
This particular day now, I think it's the following week after Martin Rickman helped me out with the O program and so forth. I saw a lady, just a random lady, I was begging and so forth. And the lady see me and she started to talk to me and ask me, why am I here and so forth. So I told her and I spoke with her and she take me into Mother's, she buy me a patty and a juice. And we were talking, just talking and talking. And then she asked me, do I want to come to stay with her? With a glad face, I accepted and said, yes, I would love to come home with you. When she took me in, it's like, I was very welcome because just looking, I had a bed to sleep in that used to be a cardboard. I had food to eat that used to be me begging on the street just to make ends meet, just to eat a little patty or something. I had dumpling, she gave me all type of food that I longed to eat from a longer while.
You know the reason why I do it? God himself provide for me. That's me can feed myself, feed him, feed my 2 grandchildren then. Helping him is not a problem. Helping somebody when they are in need is the greatest thing for me.
I can put my life like the Titanic, if you ever seen that movie. It's like, when the ship was sinking, there's a lot of persons like, them don't know what to do. Some people just jump off in the water because them can't, but I was there and like, the ship has sink and it's like, I tell myself, say, you know what, I'm not going to make this ship sink with me now. So, I decided to just jump off. So when you jump off now, I decide to say, you know what, I nah give up, I nah just drown so, I nah just go down so. So I tell myself, say, you know what, I go swim. Till I see a light, and that light was Martin Rickman who shine a lot of other lights for me to a lot of different islands, a lot of different places.
can no longer turn a blind eye to our children. Each of us have the duty to protect them. As we continue to strengthen our protection campaign, we ask that you try positive discipline. Talk not once, twice, 3 times, 7 times even. In talking to your child, you make them comfortable to tell you about what is affecting them. Tell our children the truth and tell them what is wrong and why. We remind our parents, if you are having difficulties with your child, we are here for you, to support you, along with the many other agencies that are set up for this purpose. Additionally, we remind parents that if you see another parent in need of help or sound advice, reach out and provide support. Every child is our child.
It was Winston Churchill who said there is nothing wrong with change if it is in the right direction. I strongly believe this. Positive change is good. There is no doubt about it. If we seek opportunities whereby we can continuously improve our skills and abilities, then we will be doing ourselves a big favor. Watch now as boys at Independence City Primary School are being taught fine dining and social skills to make them better men of tomorrow.
Boys are often depicted as rude, rough and strong, while their female counterparts the complete opposite. But steps are being taken right here in Jamaica to change that age-old cliché. Watch now as boys from the Independence City Primary School in Portmore are taught fine dining and social graces. The tables were meticulously set. And in no time, all was ready for the special occasion.
We're having a fine dining luncheon for our boys today, and different speakers will be coming in to address our boys as it relates to fine dining and changing the culture that now exists in our country. The little crudeness and so on, we're trying to ensure that our boys be nicer to our females, to their peers, and by extension, just embracing our country and the aesthetics that we have here.
The Boys' Day event, which was held in Portmore Heart Academy Auditorium, employed practical demonstrations and instructions to teach the boys proper dining skills and social graces. The first lesson of the day was to teach them how to properly use their napkins.
And you place it in your lap.
After the boys mastered this art, they learned how to properly eat their appetizers, which consisted of a warm bowl of soup and a side of roll.
You take your roll up and you break off a bite-sized piece. In one finger, one hand, that's what you eat. You put back the rest on your tray and you eat just what you break off. Repeat, you never bite the roll, okay? And you drink your soup from the side of your spoon.
And before long, these boys got the hang of it. Some were so good that they were correcting their peers. After a sumptuous appetizer, the boys were treated with a mouth-watering main course meal, and boy were they pleased.
You use your left hand with the fork and your right hand with the knife. The fork alone is to go to your mouth, the knife will not go to your mouth.
So what was the reason for hosting such an unforgettable event for the young men in training?
It's really about that as much as we spend time with the girls, we want to equally develop the boys, because research suggests that the boys move at a little slower pace at this age, so we want to ensure that we give them equal opportunity.
I hope that other schools will emulate, will copy to ensure that our boys are exposed. We don't box them in at school every day, but we showcase them and let them realize that there are different places, and when you go to different places, you behave different ways.
And the effort and hard work of the school did not go unnoticed.
We feel like it's the best day, the best boys' day, because how they prepare it, how it looks, where it's held.
Have you ever heard about the Rita Marley Public Speaking Competition? No? Well, you're about to learn today. This competition is instilling positive change in Jamaica's youth. As the name suggests, it does this by improving the confidence and public speaking skills of its participants.
Blessed love. My name is Fabian Morris and I'm the 2019 winner of the Rita Marley Foundation Public Speaking Competition. You know, my teacher expressed to me like a month ago if I'm interested she didn't even ask if I'm interested. She said, you know what, Fabian, I know you're good at impromptu, so you're going to enter Rita Marley. And I'm like, all right, okay, let's try it.
Yes, Fabian Morris is one of 12 high school students who participated in this year's 5th annual staging of the Rita Marley Public Speaking Competition.
What are the benefits of public speaking to the participants in particular? It is a great way of building personal development on many levels, because improving communication skills is helpful in almost every area of life. Whether your goal is to engage in political debate, make a career as a motivational speaker, or gain confidence in front of an audience, public speaking can help you meet your goals.
We commenced this competition in 2015, the aim of which is to develop articulate speech among the youth, and so that they could represent Jamaica on any platform or forum.
Students, teachers and others came out in their numbers at the University of the West Indies Mona campus to offer their support to the contestants in the two-part competition. Round 1 had contestants opining on the moot of all the forms that reparations should take. Repatriation to Africa is the most important.
Reparation is on the national agenda, and part of our responsibility is to ensure that public education, especially of the youth, is part of this mandate.
In 1518, a grim date in the history of the Atlantic slave trade, the Spaniards carried the first cargo of Africans from West Africa, took them whether by force or flawed bribe from their home where they are free, to a foreign land to sell them as slaves. And it is now time we demand a reparation.
The various forms of reparation law, covering both monetary and non-monetary reparations, can be summarized in 5 forms. Restitution, which includes repatriation, rehabilitation, compensation, satisfaction, and guarantees of non-repetition.
The question is, ladies and gentlemen, do you believe that repatriation is the most important part of this plan? Well, I say that it is the most important part of this plan.
But repatriation to Africa may not be the most viable or logical option on an economic, social, and political premise.
While many of us are descendants of these slaves, we were born and raised on this very island. So therefore, it is safe to say, if we should be repatriating to anywhere, it should be to Jamaica.
We need to know who we are before we even think about going back to the place that we call the motherland.
We can't go to Africa with too long on. So we have to economically build, we have to politically build, we have to socially build, we have to prepare ourselves mentally in order to reach to Africa. And when, as they usually say in Jamaica, you have to give back something to mum. To make mum add on pan the house. So when mum can add on pan the house, then she can harness us in the house. But if you not give nothing to mum, if you put on pan the house, Lord God, what gonna happen?
I am sure, and I'm sure many of you will know this, no way, I'm saying no, me mean no way, no better than your yard. No way at all. yes, I just reverted to Patois, but yeah, nowhere no better than your yard. And in closing, I am saying we should go back to Africa because Africa is our roots.
After an engaging first round, the judges had a hard task selecting the top 3 speakers who would advance to the next round. But in the end,
Fabian Morris, Lorena Estro, and Wendy and Ivy will have half an hour to prepare and deliver on the following topic. If Mr. Nelson Mandela lived until 2018, he would have turned 100. To celebrate the centenary of his birth, the South African government designed the theme, Be the Legacy. In your opinion, what is the legacy of Mr. Nelson Mandela to the world?
while the finalists departed to prepare their impromptu speeches, all the semi-finalists were rewarded for their efforts.
Yesterday, and that's what he left.
Boom, bye bye, you black man head.
Hope that we will appreciate ourselves.
May I invite the three finalists to join me here. Going home with $15,000 in cash, Bob Marley merchandise, a medal, a certificate, and a plaque for the school. Can we congratulate the participant from Immaculate Conception High School? Ladies and gentlemen, going home to Yam Country, Westwood High School, Wendy and Ivy takes the second prize. Congratulations.
It was really hard for me to get here. A lot of things almost stopped me being here. And sometimes the devil tries to stop us from getting our blessings. So I said, I think this one is from me, so I have to be there.
I still have not forgotten my experience, and every year I come here to help out, I relive that experience, and I'm inspired all over again to continue being a voice for persons in Jamaica, and also to continue to push myself more to be a better public speaker and a better advocate for the things I believe in.
I'm feeling excited, extremely excited, because I win it from my school. It really teaches me to believe in myself and be confident, because I didn't believe I would win.
Lions, oh lioness, get up and know you are the mightiest. I'm talking to all lions.
Since we're on the topic of change, did you know that one way in which we can positively affect change is through volunteerism? Oh yes, the benefits of volunteerism are far-reaching. When you volunteer, you can reduce stress, build great networks, learn new skills, advance your career, and even develop a greater sense of purpose. Start by visiting your nearest school, library, or hospital and asking how you can lend a helping hand. You can even make time to assist your elderly neighbor or friend with his or her most difficult tasks, such as raking the yard, cleaning hard-to-reach places, and weeding the gardens. Trust me, there is no greater feeling than what you get from giving back. And guess what? Another tremendous benefit is that you will be playing your part to help Jamaica achieve its 2030 goal of being the place of choice for everyone to live, work, raise families, and do business. As we close today's show, we ask that you stay connected via our website, jis.gov.jm, or our YouTube channel. And while you're online, send your feedback to Jamaica Magazine at jis.gov.jm or via tweet at JIS News. On behalf of the entire production team here at the JIS, I'm Adrian Atkinson, urging you to be the change you've been waiting to see.
This has been a production of the Jamaica Information Service, the voice of Jamaica.